the hierarchy of the U.S. society. To appreciate this discussion, you will need the diagram below and a U.S. $1 bill for the pretty color picture of the pyramid on the back. Refer to the symbol on the dollar bill. This pyramid symbol represents the prototype for U.S. society. The symbol existed before the United States did. It is the model that was used to create this society, because it is a created society that you live in, not a spontaneous democracy formed by random people wanting freedom. First, notice that the sides and top of the pyramid are illuminated. Notice that the bottom of the pyramid is dark or darker. Logically, if a light source shined on a pyramid from the top, the bottom should be equally illuminated, but it is dark. This occult symbolism means that there was never any intention from the inception of the United States that ordinary people ever see the light, that is, learn the truth about anything, and it was always and still is intended that hay should be kept stupid and in the dark about essentially everything. The light never reaches the bottom, where the masses live. We will now go into a detailed discussion of the various areas we have labeled on the above diagram and discuss the characteristics of each group. Bottom level. Here we have the poor, the homeless, people in prisons, and the like. This is a classless socialized group. It is socialized because these people are taken care of with money from the main working population. The general population group. Here we have the average working person, the average American. This group is not socialized. People in this group must work hard for everything they get and are literally taxed to death to pay the cost of the operations in the other socialized segments of the population. The Q area. The Q area is the area just below the elite. People in this area must be told some things about the elite that the general population does not know. They all must have security clearances, which means that they must promise not to tell any truths they learn to ordinary people under pain of death. These people are basically high-class slaves. Although they are treated quite well as long as they do their job and keep their mouths shut, nevertheless they are not considered to be equals of the elite. The preceding classes are called N6, which is the standard state of consciousness identifier for this type of society. The general population of the elite. Once we move across the interface zone, we have a situation like night and day. The elite are in an N3 rated society. This group is not classed and is socialized. They can be socialized because everything they need to be completely comfortable is provided by the slaves in the N6 zone through their tax money and hard work. The slaves mostly do not even know that the elite exist. This is an open society. No knowledge is hidden. There are no secrets, no security clearances, no sensitive information. Anyone can order books that tell the complete truth about anything. The books, published by the same major companies that publish books for ordinary people, are complete and stripped of all disinformation. Books sent to the lower levels, where the N6 population lives, are highly censored and contain tons of deliberate disinformation in order to keep the masses down. Real books are called text, and the phony books that ordinary people can get are called X-text, bad, meaningless text full of misinformation and propaganda. At the center of this area, symbolized by the eye of the pyramid, is the negative core group, the Directorate of U.S. Society. The negative core group. Here we find the Illuminati, the guardians of the secrets of the ages. This is a permanent population. The men who live here never die. True, they get old, but they have ways of transferring their soul directly to another young body with minimal inconvenience. The people here are the same who set policy in the past, and they fully intend to remain in control as long as there is a planet Earth to control, until quite literally the end of time. What are the secrets that the guardians are guarding? Well, we've covered most of them in this book, and if you have been comprehending this stuff, you now know the same things that they know. Also, permanent money is in use here. Wonder where all the gold went? Wonder why your paper money is faith money with no value? Well, it went here. Here they use real money, money based on gold and silver. After all, when you live forever, you don't want inflation eating up your nest egg. Summary. This is the structure of the country you live in. This is all of it, all that involves the human population, that is, the gray people, with whom the U.S. government has legitimate treaties, also partially live inside of United States territory. However, they have a different social order of their own. Under these treaties, The Greys agree not to use their superior technology to attack the US, and the US agrees not to attack the Greys. It also agrees to give them food and whatever else they want in exchange for ultra-high technology light years ahead of what ordinary people know, so as to guarantee that the government will always be the boss and that the little man will have no hope of freedom. This is the plan, at any rate. Things do change, but that is the way it is now, and that is the way it is going to be from now on. If you don't like that, you have to do some hard work. Wake up out of your dream world of beer and sports games and do the work it takes to enlighten yourself as to the truth about the planet you live on and the society you live in. If you won't do that, and it seems most people are not willing to, then you have no one other to blame for your miserable situation than yourself.